Let's look into frequency polygon. First thing is we need to understand that it is used for continuous class interval depiction, graphical representation. So few of the characteristics of frequency polygon is that along the x-axis we have the class intervals, y-axis we have the frequency. The area under the graph will be equal to the area of the histogram bars if drawn for the same data. This you will understand in time. The graph starts at x-axis and ends at x-axis. This also you will understand in time. So procedure. Make the class continuous. So first thing is we have to check if it's continuous. So to check if things are continuous, look at the upper limit and the lower limit of a class. So you can see the upper limit is 35.5 and here in the next class it is 35.5. 40.5, 40.5. So you check two, you checked all. They won't give a mix of, hopefully not a mix of, no, they won't give a mix of continuous and discontinuous. Modify the length of the rectangle if the class size is varying. So class size over here is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Class size you have to check all of them. There might be one varying, two varying, we can't tell. Find the class mark. Okay, for this we need to go to a new set of table. Right. Then this is your class mark. And this is your frequency. So how do you calculate class mark? Class mark has to do with upper limit plus the lower limit divided by 2. So what are your upper limit? These are your upper limits. This is your lower limit. So for each class we have to go about adding the classes, the class marks, that is upper and the lower, and then divide by 2. So basically we are finding the middle point. So it's always advantageous to have a continuous class. We need to have continuous class and which is of same class size. I'll explain why, how this helps in finding the class mark. First thing is we need to copy. Okay. Right. I've done my job with this. Then we need to add. So 30 and 30. So we'll get 30 plus 0.5 plus 5.5 is 6 divided by 2 is 33. And since the class size is 8, just keep on adding, not 8, sorry, 5. Keep on adding 5. Right, I'm just adding 5. By doing this, we get all the class mark. What did I do? First thing is I found the average of 30.5 and 35.5, that is 33. Next, instead of finding the average, since the class size is same, if you start from the middle over here, the next middle will be at a distance of same as that of the class size. Right? If you add this 2, it will be 38. I mean, if you add and basically if you take the average, it will be 38. You can find it out. So you can just add the class marks, class size, and you will get the next class mark. So always verify the last value so that you are, it's to confirm that you are not messed up anything. So the average is 58 and we got 58. So always verify the last one. So these are the things that we need to do. And then we just have to copy the frequency. So we found the class mark. Decide on the x and y axis scale. Don't forget to use kink. Don't forget to include start in the end ticks. Okay, so let's now look into the axis. Again, talking about the axis is not same as before, wherein you just draw x and y axis and you're done. No, here it needs a bit of attention in your present grade. So here should we use kink? Yes, there's no other option because we have class marks. Class marks are the one which we need to consider actually. 33 to 58, so it's better to use a kink. It starts with 0, and 33 should not start off. Before that, you subtract your class size, that is 5, and you should start at 28. So please start at 28, 33. Okay, please always remember this. Start with a class mark which is lesser than whatever is there. So the previous class mark would have been 28. So we should start with that. 43, 48, 53 and 58 and this. So we have frequency, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16. Right, so these are your things. Oh yeah, forgot. Actually, I should not just end over here. I should end with one more tick value. Okay, so this is how we should be going about doing it. So once we are done with this, right, with the kink and everything, kink is nothing but your folding of line, then a class mark which is one bit lesser and one bit more. So we need to mark those. We'll see in a second why is it so. So this is done. Mark the coordinates and join them. So we need to mark the coordinates. How do you get the coordinates? Simple. 33 and 9. 33 and 9. 38 and 6. 43 and 15. 48 and 3. 53 and 1. 58 and 2. And 63 and 0. And 28 and 0. So what did I do? Before this, the class mark is 28. I took frequency 0, means there are no students. 63, there are no students. I marked that as well. So once you do this, you need to join them. Starting with 0. So basically it should look like a mountain. So you need to start from the ground up, move up and end with the ground. So that's why we need to mark this. Okay, I hope it made sense now. So why we need to include? Just remember it has to look like a mountain, that's all. Label the axis. Okay, let's do that and write the scale. So here it is mass in kg, and we have, this is your number of students. Number of students, and then we have the scale. For every centimeter, we have along the x-axis, that is along the x-axis, for every centimeter, we have 5 marks. Along the y-axis, for every centimeter, you have 2 students. So basically this is your answer, right? We have done with labeling and scale. Okay, so remember to start with a kink, start with a 0 and end it as 0. So that is one thing that we should not miss. So can we simulate this? The answer is yes. And this is your simulation, and you can see the same data and the same graph, right? So this is your simulated graph, and that's our written graph. They look the same. Okay, so now it's time for you guys to copy most of this. So I would prefer you guys copying procedure. For this, you have to copy the procedure because there are small things that you might miss. and an example. This table is not required because anyways you guys are doing it over here. And remember the tricks, because I have not written all of that. Remember that if the class size is equal, you just keep adding the class size to get the next class mark. And you should start with a class mark which is one less and one more. Okay, so you need to remember this.